I'm here today. Today is day 3 and I'm so excited because yesterday we made a lemon dill chicken with a side of carrots. Now let me tell you, my husband yelled at me because I ate the chicken with the glass that popped. So unfortunately for those of you that watched that, thank God nothing happened to me, so my husband said. So today we'll be making salmon. Sorry, I love salmon. Okay. So today we'll be making salmon with a side of asparagus. And so I have a special recipe that I have made a few times and I'm going to share it with you today. This recipe I actually got from Pinterest. So I want to give credit where it's due and I got it at Pinterest. So I got it years ago. I haven't made it in a really long time, but I thought I would share it with you because it's a delicious salmon, and the asparagus I did not get from Pinterest. That is my own recipe, so it's just very simple. So let's get started. I will be showing you how to make this salmon and asparagus. I'm just gonna tell you, I got this salmon from Costco. I love Costco. I'm telling you, this is like where I get all my meats. They're such a great deal. So this was $14 and it's a huge salmon. It does have the skin on, but that does not bother me because once you cook it, it just, you know, it comes right off unless you want to eat it. But it has a lot of nutrients, but I don't need it. So here is the salmon. I'm going to slice it up in sections and then I'm going to fry it in some olive oil. Okay, so for the first thing I like to do is rinse out my pot. Now make sure you dry it very well because you're going to put some oil in here and you don't want that to pop. So I'm putting a little bit of oil in here. Okay, just like that. Let's see, I want to make sure you guys are able to see this. Now I am just going to sear the top and the bottom with quite a few pieces here. And so I don't really worry too much about seasoning the back side of that just because I don't eat it. So what I'm going to do though is season it with some salt here. And of course, you guys know I love my garlic powder. And I love my onion powder. And you see how I just sprinkle it on. So I don't think in any of the other videos I had showed you. Now you'll see some of that skin come off and stick to the bottom. Don't worry about that too much. So I'm just going to fry this up right here. Oh man, it's gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna cover it for a second just to make sure that that flavor gets into the bottom there. Now the main idea I got from Pinterest, I am going to substitute a little bit of the things. So in this recipe, it calls for tomatoes, and I'm not really that big on tomatoes. So I'm gonna use a little bit of peppers and I'm going to use garlic. So I have already chopped those up. So I'm going to set the salmon aside now that it was cooking for a little bit. I did that for about 10 minutes, very quick. It's already very tender, so I'm not gonna have to cook it too long, maybe on the other side. Now in this olive oil, I'm adding the peppers and the garlic here. So I'm going to saute it in this, I guess you can say this fish stock. I'm just gonna do that for a minute. And then once I do that, I'm going to add my kind of like a vegetable stock and then my cream. All right, so I just want to talk to you for a second about this sauce that I'm making. So what I actually did was add about 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, okay, to that mix that I had there with the onions and the peppers. Then I added 1/4 cup of water to this. And then, because I don't have the chicken broth or vegetable broth, but what I do have is vegetable seasoning with a little bit of chicken. Now I got this. This is a really, really good. I use it all the time. So it's a Canadian style chicken seasoning, and I mix that to that. So that's one of my favorite seasonings. And also to this, I add just a little bit more of the garlic and onion powder, okay? And a little tiny bit of salt, not too much, because I am going to now add in some cheese to this recipe. Oh my goodness. So I have this pepperoncino romano, but it is so salty. So I'm not gonna add too much to it, but just to let you know, it's like super duper duper salty. So I'm going to put that in there. You guys, this sauce is turning out so fabulous. I'm not lying. Okay, I'm gonna show you, hold on. Let me see if I can show you. So I'm waiting for my cheese to melt here to thicken it up. I am also going to add some cornstarch to this. Gonna show you, hold on. Look at that sauce. Oh, this smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch to this recipe so that I can thicken up this sauce just a tiny bit. Guys, I didn't even know about cornstarch, like, until a couple years ago. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, it's really, really a good thickener. And you can also use butter and flour to do a thickener, but this just looks amazing. Look at this. Can you see that? I'm trying to get it in there. It's gonna be so good. So now I'm going to add the salmon here. Oh my goodness, friends. This looks delicious. And I am just going to coat this salmon. Can you hear the kids in the back? Oh man, oh man, oh man. This, guys, I can't even tell you. I'm gonna get started on the asparagus, but man, this would just be good with a bed of noodles. I talked to you guys for a second. I just want to tell you I really appreciate your views and your likes on my videos because I am putting a lot of time into this. Thank you for those of you that are subscribing. Guys, we're up to 46 subscribers. I never even thought I would have maybe even 5. So thank you for being part of my family. And so we are on day 3 and I have made a perfect salmon. Now, I don't like to put the asparagus in the salmon because asparagus has a pretty strong flavor and I'm like, I don't want that mixed in with my salmon. I've done that 1,000 times, honestly, but for this meal, I just wanted the salmon like so special. And honestly, this meal would be just great with a side of rice or a bed of noodles, but I am going to make the asparagus with it. So I hope that this salmon like really intrigues you because I'm telling you, it just smells amazing. And I tried the sauce and it's fabulous. So all of my measurements are pretty good. So I'm gonna make a little list and present it to you because I only had about 3 pieces of salmon. So I didn't want to make like a lot of sauce. You know, I mean, I guess you could otherwise if you wanted leftovers, but I really just wanted to make enough for this portion for my family. So I just wanted to talk about that for a second. So let's get to that asparagus. We are back. I'm going to show you how to cook asparagus. So here is the asparagus. Now, a lot of people don't like that earthy flavor, but the recipe that I have, it just totally, completely does that. So I'm just gonna open it up to show you something. So Usually I like my asparagus like a little bit fatter, but it's not. So you see how it just broke just like that? So that's a trick to get just the good part. Watch. Oh, so it was just the top. I'm just showing you. Here's a good one. So you lose about the end. I don't care to eat the ends. Maybe you guys know about asparagus and you're losing some. Look at my son in the back. Say hi, Ian.
Hi.
And so I'm just going to go ahead and snap a couple of these. And the easiest recipe is I put some olive oil in a pot, some salt and pepper on these, and I fry them up literally for about 2 to 3 minutes because I don't like my veggies soggy. At a time, you can also do a lot of them at a time, and it works just the same way. Here we go. See? So this I would throw away. The heads I would keep and fry those up. Okay, so here we go. I have my asparagus here, and so next what I'm going to do is throw them in the pot. Now you can see probably in the back I am still cooking the fish, the salmon. I just want everything to soak in there. So I'm actually going to be cooking that for about 20 minutes. I mean, some people, they don't like to overcook their salmon. I just like to make sure that all the flavors are going into my salmon and that it tastes delicious. So I will start on this asparagus and you will see the finished product. And here is the asparagus. Literally just toss it in. Now the kids don't really like asparagus. They probably won't eat it, but I'm just adding a little bit of the salt. And then I'll be adding a little bit of pepper. I like to add a little bit of oregano leaves too. It just gives it like a little bit of a different flavor than just the salt and the pepper. A little bit of pepper. Oh my goodness, it smells delicious. And I don't want to dry them up either, so. What?
Hey guys.
All right, and that's about it. I don't do it long. I like my vegetables crunchy. Delicious, all done. And that's how I make my yummy asparagus. All right, friends, and here is the meal. Looks delicious. The kids are excited and they want to eat. So you could also make a side of rice with this, but I'm telling you,
I give this top 5.
delicious. I'm so excited to eat this.